Welcome back. It's Talking Pints. I'm joined by Jo Wood, and I'm going to share with her an organic cider. Jo,
Yes.
welcome to the programme.
Thank you, Nigel.
Good to see you. Now, it's very good. Now
Oh, that is good.
It is good. Now, you went into modelling
Yeah.
when you were very young.
Yeah.
And had sort of very quick success, you know. The Sun had you as the face of the year and all the rest of it.
Oh, my goodness.
And that must have been pretty amazing, because it happened very quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, well, it was my dream to be a model. I was in love with Twiggy at the time. And so my parents didn't have any control over me going to London and following my dream. My dad hated it. He said that he thought if I became a model, I was going to become a prostitute.
Judgmental parents, yeah.
But anyway, I did that, and then I modelled up until I was 22. I did get married first at 18.
Yes, so you...
And then I left him at 20. I had a child, Jamie.
Yep.
And then I was just modelling again, and I met my next husband.
Who turned out to be the rather well-known Ronnie Wood and this incredible band, the Rolling Stones.
I've got a present for you, actually.
Have you?
Ta-da!
Ah, right, here it is. What a great title, Jo Wood's Stoned. Well, I guess that does make a lot of sense. You must have gone into, and I know, and I'll look at this, you must have gone into just the craziest lifestyle.
Yeah, 1977. And they were recording. He said, come to Paris.
Yep.
And we went to Paris, and they started recording Some Girls. Mick was just started going out with Jerry Hall. And it was, I don't know, I found it easy to sort of fall into the flow of everything. It was crazy, and it was fun, and it was the 70s, late 70s.
And you're out there on the road, I mean, touring a hell of a lot.
God, they toured so much at that time. They toured up until 82, I think, and then Mick and Keith had a big argument and didn't talk to each other again until 88. And then in 89 we did the Steel Wheels tour. Yeah.
You look back on that, I mean, it must have been fun.
Yeah, it was great fun. It was great fun. I don't remember lots of it. Thank God I took lots of pictures.
Because stoned is
Yeah,
a problem. We're not, by the way, we're not encouraging this, and we're not glorifying it in any way at all. But yeah, a sort of off your head lifestyle.
Yeah.
Terrible for your health.
Well, yes, I suppose so. My parents were really worried about me, but I always had fun with it. I didn't go dark, you know. I didn't do the stuff like Keith was doing. I kept it where I could control it. I was lucky, because a lot of people went into that and couldn't control it and ended up in clinics and stuff like that. I'm very fortunate that...
Or dying young.
Dying young, yeah. I don't have that addictiveness. Thank goodness.
No.
She says as she takes
well, yeah, but I mean, the odd drink's fine, you know. But your lifestyle now, Jo, and your enthusiasms, I mean, organic, growing your own vegetables, living in the rural countryside, this seems to be a very, very big part of you. Yeah,
well, from quite a young, but in the 90s, early 90s, I was ill, and through that I found organic food, and everything seemed to make sense. Put good food in you and you will stay healthy. And it sort of went from one thing to the other, the food, then what was I putting on my skin? And that's why I started Jo Wood Organics, which is organic body oil and fragrance. And I suppose getting the off-grid farmhouse like I did. I'm going to come to that. But I'll stick with the organics for the minute if I can. Yeah. Isn't the problem with this that for, you know, a couple at work, living in the southeast, expensive house prices, mortgages, couple of kids, you know, going organic. I mean, Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall did some wonderful programmes on growing your own vegetables and doing all these things. But for most people, that's not realistic. They haven't got land. Even getting allotments these days is really, really hard. Isn't the trouble
that if you can afford to go organic, it's great, but a lot of people can't.
You see, it shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be able to afford, it should be the same price as regular vegetables. It should be, but it's not.
No, it's
I know.
not.
And it's a very difficult problem because the way to stay healthy is to eat healthy. You're going to eat processed crap food and your body's not going to function properly. I mean, it's very obvious when you see it, but for so many people, they can't afford to, which...
No, I mean, that is a real problem. The other big problem people are facing is the electricity bills are through the roof. The gas bills are terrifying.
I don't know how people are surviving.
Filling up the car is pretty scary. Now, you're living off-grid. So how do you live off? Explain how you live off-grid.
I have my own... I produce my own power, which from solar panels.
Right.
And I do have a backup generator, so that when my batteries haven't, when the sun's not shining all day, then my generator will kick in for an hour to produce more energy. And I have my own water because I have a borehole.
This is like the good life, isn't it? Felicity Kendall.
When I first moved there, everything went wrong. I thought, oh my God, I've come from Camden to the country and everything went wrong. You know, the generator broke, it was so old, the batteries had been there for God knows how many years. I didn't know any of this. So I spent the last 2 years fixing everything.
But you must have a lot of solar panels.
Yes, I've got well, I've just got my new ones, actually. I've got 20 new ones which produce more energy than my 32 old ones.
But they cost a fortune.
Yeah. But mind you, they cost what some people's bills are. My new ones cost 6,000.
Okay.
And so people's bills are going to be 6,000 a year for their electricity.
And are you doing this because you're worried about CO2 and climate change and all these things?
No, I'm not worried about climate change because the climate will always change and it's always changed since time began. We're just polluting our planet terribly. We need to clean up this planet. So we just have to be prepared for the climate change. You know, we have to...
And adapt.
And adapt, yeah. I'm doing it because I'm an organic girl and I wanted to sort of do the whole thing.
Well, you've done it.
I've done it
You've
now.
done it.
What am I going to do?
But you seem to revel in it.
Yeah, I love it. I love the peace. I love the nature. I love waking up in the morning with a bird singing and think, what shall I dig up from my garden for dinner tonight?
And you're out there growing and greenhouses, I guess, and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I bet there's a lot of people who've got home from work or in their cars now, got this on the radio, are feeling quite jealous of you, in a way.
Yeah.
So living off-grid works.
Yes,
and
it works for me.
And how much, in terms of the vegetables you eat, fruit you eat, how much of it do you grow yourself?
Well, a lot of it, most of it.
Most of it?
Yeah, and if I don't grow it, then I get my Riverford delivery of meat and eggs But it's easy for me. I live alone and I can just dig up my vegetables, a couple of potatoes and some carrots, and I can make dinner.
No, it sounds like a lovely lifestyle. Now, you've often been in the public eye, of course, over the years, and you've been on Strictly Come Dancing, and you've done all these different things. But the one area, Jo, that online people tease you about.
I know what you're going to say.
Well, I know, but we got to talk about it.
I know what you're going to say.
This Alien Nation podcast. I mean, what a title. So tell us about aliens.
Well, I have always had this open mind about everything, always, ever since I was a kid. Me and my brother used to say, what's out there? What is out there? We can't be the only planet with people on. So we always used to talk about that. And then about 20 years ago, gosh, it keeps getting bigger and bigger, that gap. I was with Ronnie and we were on holiday in Recife in South America. And I was packing, we were going home, it was 11 o'clock at night. He was out there, out by the sea, and he starts shouting, Jo, there's something weird in the sky. I thought, oh dear, what's he going on about? And I went outside and there over the sea was this thing and the lights from under were going onto the sea And I stood there and I thought, what the hell is that? He ran in to get his glasses. It lifted up, it went to the right and shot across the sky at a speed that I have never seen anything like it. And I went, oh my God, I've just seen a UFO.
Wow.
It was, and the next day on the plane, that we picked up the paper and it said UFO invaders Brazil.
Were you stone cold sober at 11 o'clock
Yes,
on this particular evening? Because I know a lot of people do see funny things at 11 o'clock. So you believe there are other... Well, interestingly, I've always written this off as being completely crackers, but it is interesting, actually, in America, you know, actually from within government, there are more people giving some credibility to this. You know, we'll have to see. What does life hold from here?
Ooh, all sorts of things. I'm just starting on my second... Too Stoned, it's going to be called.
Too Stoned, right.
And I've started a wallpaper company with my friend, and we're doing sort of like based on vintage ideas. Just stuff, lots
and enjoying
of stuff.
yourself.
And enjoying myself
and
my family and my grandchildren and all that sort of thing.
Good. What a pleasure to have you on Talking Pints.
It's a pleasure to
Thank you very much.
Nigel.